What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so we're going to be taking another character in against Galactus, and today it's going to be Beta Ray Bill. So I got him all leveled up and ready to go now. I had him at level 70 before this, but when the update hit and we had that discount for the Transcendent potential, and of course getting the gears to 25, I decided to go ahead and awaken him because I didn't have his awakening skill previous to the update, so I decided to do that and take advantage of the discount. So that's why he is all ready to go now. He's fully transcended. But I don't have any Urus on him. I just have the gears at 25, of course, awakening skill maxed, and then his potential realized. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the build here. So we have all the skills leveled up except for the second skill. For his Isolate set, we have Power of Angry Hulk. It is a stage 6. And then for the Obelisk here, all we have is a lightning damage 120 proc. And I was kind of just putting this on him as a placeholder just to see how I liked him with a regular damage proc. Because originally I was going to wait and try to give him a CTP of Judgment just because it looked like I was going to synergize a little bit better with him. Of course, a Rage would be even better than a Judgment, but I didn't really have a spare Rage. I don't have a spare Judgment either, so I guess that really defeats the purpose. But anyway, I just wanted to try him out with a regular damage proc here just to see how he would perform, because I was curious to see how much the 5th skill's cooldown would kind of affect the damage proc, and it doesn't seem to affect it a whole lot, but it definitely can get in the way of your skill rotation if you're like heavily under fire, if you really need to keep him protected, because then you need to be relying on the iframe on the 4th skill and then the damage immunity on the 3rd skill. And to take full advantage of that, to wait for the 5th skill to come off of cooldown, you're generally going to have your proc go like at the end of the 4th skill or something like that during the iframe. So you're not quite going to make it to the 5th skill if your damage proc is, procking quickly after it resets, because we have an 8-second cooldown here. So that's the only thing that can be a little tricky with him. But if you find that you're good at kiting around and stuff like that, then of course you can kind of delay or use the 4th skill early so that the 4th skill animation is done before the 5th skill is ready. So then the full animation is done, and then the 5th skill comes off cooldown, and then you can just proc there or something like that. So anyway, I didn't find it to be too much of an issue against Galactus, because of course I can just dodge all the skills nice and easy. But anyway, let's continue here. Of course, no uniform. Oh, and what's cool here is you can actually see the Transcendent, like the video, which I thought was pretty cool that they added this, because they have it for the tier 3s. So it's pretty cool to go and play that back. So I do like that little change there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the details here. So our attack speed is maxed out. We have pretty low crit rate and crit damage. Well, crit rate's decent. I'd like to get that a little bit higher, but the crit damage is really low. My ignore defense is maxed, and my skill cooldown is basically maxed, only 1% off there. So maybe throw on a Uru or something to help him out. But that's what my Beta Ray Bill is looking like. So let's go ahead and jump into the clip against Galactus and see how he did. Alright, so here we are loading into the fight. We have 2 random teammates here to help us out. One that's not really going to be doing much, and then we have the other there with a Cable with the new uniform, with the summer uniform on, and he will be helping us to clear this because he's actually going to be doing a significant amount of damage. I was kind of surprised by that, but I don't know what Obelisk or CTP he has on his Cable. Anyway, this is about Beta Ray Bill, and this is the team that I decided to go with. We have Beta Ray for his own leadership, and then we have Wave for her tier 2 supports. Just any kind of support would work there. I just happened to choose Wave. And then Phyla Bell there for the universal supports, because she can do skill and bonus damage, so that'll help out Beta Ray here. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and plow through here. So basically what I'm trying to do here is just proc on the awakening skill, and then besides that I do try to proc on the 5th skill on my normal rotation, but it's a little bit hard to get that consistent. I try to do the 4th skill, of course, before I proc either on the awakening skill or the 5th skill, because we want that buff from the 4th skill. But you know, it doesn't always work out that way, because the 4th skill can trigger my damage proc pretty easily, but the 4th skill still hits okay, and you can cancel it pretty early if you want to, but then you don't get any of that kind of residual damage, because it leaves that kind of explosion of lightning there that does a little bit of damage that'll carry into your next skill. Yeah, so as you can see, we're going through this pretty quickly. Galactus is going down fast here. We have a lot of consistent damage from the cable, and then my Beta Ray is doing just some burst damage here and there. And remember, this is only a 120 proc on my Beta Ray Bill, and I think he's going to do a lot better if I ever put a CTP of Judgment on him, because he seems very good with activation CTP, so like a CTP of Rage or a CTP of Judgment, but he's also performing pretty well here with just a standard damage proc. So I think you can use a standard damage proc on him and you'll do just fine. You can go with like a double lightning damage and the proc, or you can go with just like a CTP of energy if you really want to go that route. Either way, they'll all work pretty well with him because he does have enough hits to take advantage of the CTP of energy, especially if you're proccing on the fifth skill, because fifth skill has quite a few hits, and of course the awakening skill has a ton of hits as well, so you can't really go wrong there. But overall, I mean, Beta Ray is performing very well here. He's got really good raw damage, so he's not really relying on any of that lightning resist down. He doesn't have all defense on to rely on, so mainly it's the lightning resist down that he's losing here against this fight. But other than that, it's just a pretty straightforward fight for Beta Ray Bill here. He's well capable of taking down Galactus, so he'll be an easy clear if you decide to transcend him. Even without transcendence, I'm pretty sure he's going to do quite well here, because I do have him transcended, but I didn't try him beforehand. But the damage I'm seeing, I think he'll do just fine with like a level 70 Beta Ray Bill. Alright, so we've got to collect our orbs here. Looks like we lost that other teammate there. Like I said, I didn't really think he was going to be doing much, but luckily this cable is able to pick up the slack for him and do enough damage for him and the other character, or the other player, I guess. So look at that, we're already about to clear this here, so it'll be a sub 5-minute clear. It'll probably be like a 4-minute clear. And then we'll get to see how much of this damage was actually done by Beta Ray Bill. I did switch there just because it looked like I was going to die, so we're losing a little bit of damage here, and I didn't want to do any damage with Phyla-Vel to kind of skew it, so that was a good, you know, like 15 seconds of lost damage there that we could have been doing with Beta Ray. But, you know, that's not too bad. These orbs, man. I hate these giant blue orbs. They're so annoying. It takes like, what was that? It took like 20 seconds for those orbs, maybe even longer, because I think I've like switched characters and the cooldown is done and I can switch back to that character, and I'm still waiting for those orbs to finish up. But anyway, as you can see, the cable did carry us through here because he did 47 million, which is actually quite nice. But our Beta Ray Bill did 23, almost 24 million in 4 minutes. So that's really good. That's already a third of the damage here in 4 minutes. So if he was going to go like the whole fight, he'd be getting up to around 50 million damage in the 10 minutes. And this isn't even like a really good obelisk on him. It's just a 120 proc, so he could definitely go a lot higher than this. So Beta Ray Bill's looking very, very strong, especially with his Transcendence and Awakening skill here. So yeah, he's a really good option for Galactus if you want to use him there. He has a self-buffing leadership, so you can you know, save a leadership if you want to. You don't always have to go with double support, but that's what I decided to go with here. So we do have, you know, 2 support passives and a leadership here, so you can keep that in mind. But overall, very impressed with Beta Ray Bill. Happy to have transcended and awakened and then transcended him. Gotta get the order correct there. But yeah, let me know how you're liking Beta Ray Bill, if you've taken him in against Galactus yourself, what kind of obelisk or CTP you're using on him, if you like him better with just a regular damage proc with lightning, or like a lightning damage proc, if you use him with a CTP of energy, or if you use him with Judgment/Rage. Curious to see how your Beta Ray Bill is performing. But that's going to be it for this video here. Hopefully you enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.